Network marketing is perfect for everyone. Unfortunately, everyone isn't perfect for network marketing. Let's dive into that. I spent more than 5 years losing money in network marketing and went on to become one of the highest income earners in the world, producing more than 22 billion with a B, $22 billion worth of revenue for myself, team, my clients, and proteges. My name is Randy Gage, and this is the Duplication Nation MLM Pod. And it's dedicated to sharing with you the lessons that I learned that can help you grow your business successfully. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I want to do something a little different this week, mix it up a little, because I want to talk about pre-qualifying candidates, one of the foundational elements of what we do in this profession. And, for this podcast, I like to do a lot of leadership stuff. Feel like that's kind of my niche in the market. I've been called the entrepreneur whisperer because I'm really good at working with high level entrepreneurs, leaders on how they scale up in a big way and create huge results. And so I like to do that often on there and with the chop it up sessions with the other leaders that I bring in, right? The work, the ones I do with Jaime. But the leadership stuff isn't possible if we're not doing the foundational stuff. And what we need to do is get the right people in our teams. And for that, we need a pre-qualification process. It never ceases to amaze me how many people are trying to defy the laws of gravity, defy the laws of human nature, right? Wellness. Suppose you're in a wellness company, right? We have a lot of people in our profession. There's a lot of nutrition, health, wellness companies. I'm just continually amazed how many of them are calling up their friends who drink 8 diet sodas a day, smoke a pack of Marlboro, eat nothing but cake, cookie, jelly beans, pizza, and ice cream. They're 10 minutes away from a stroke, onset diabetes, and they're trying to talk them into becoming a distributor for a wellness company. It's like, read the room. They're not ready for you yet. When the doctor says, by the way, we're going to need to amputate that left leg because of your diabetes, they might be looking to do a lifestyle change, and maybe they're going to talk to you then. But let them get to the point where they're going to listen to you. How many people do you know they have poverty consciousness? They're professional victims. You run into them at the supermarket and you say, hey, how are you? Or, hey, how you doing? And the minute the words drop out of your mouth, you say, oh, why did I say that? They say, oh, I'm so glad you asked. It just so happened the other day I got fired from my job. And then I was on my way home from there getting fired, and I ran over a pothole and it gave me a flat tire. And then I waited 3 hours for the tow truck. And when the tow truck got there, we went to the tire store and it was closed for remodeling. And so we were driving to another tire store and there was a sinkhole and it swallowed up the tow truck and my car and I lost it all. I had to hitchhike home, and when I got there, my dog had run away, and there was a note on the refrigerator from my wife. She left me for another man, and then the pipe burst in the bathroom. You're like, and this happens every time you meet them. They're professional victims. They attract drama and trauma because it's their identity. And now you're going to talk to them about creating a great residual income, lifestyle business, travel the beaches of the world, become a millionaire. It ain't happening, Bubba. That dog don't hunt. we've got to be talking to the right people. And that means we have a pre-qualification step. And so I want to break that down a little and just work on one of the foundational ones, right? You guys know Jaime and I are doing this recruiting lab in a couple of months. And this is the kind of thing we build out for companies, what we call a candidate pathway, right? There has to be stages that we bring people through. The first stage is the pre-qualifying stage. So we qualify first. Are they a candidate? Next, we want to know, are they a candidate for the business, or are they not interested in the business right now? They're a candidate to be a customer, because there should be a customer candidate pathway and there should be a builder candidate pathway. And each step of each stage should have an action that the distributor takes, and then what external source tool they use to move up to the next step in the pathway. So let's just break down the pre-qualifying step this episode, because it's important. And this would be a good episode to have everybody in your team watch and then talk about it afterward, kind of create some assignments and action steps for people to take, and kind of kickstart the recruiting on your team again. So when Jaime and I build out these systems for companies, for the pre-qualifying stage, we like to use 3 options, and we're recommending that for you as well. So option number 1 is qualifying questions. We got plenty of people in the business. They're quite proficient at this. They don't need a tool because this is second nature to them. They would just, and by the way, qualifying, these could be done in person. It could be done on the phone. They could be SMS, DM, whatever, email. So qualifying question, hey, are you interested in developing a side gig business? Hey, I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm working on a project and we're looking for other social entrepreneurs. Is that something you'd be interested in taking a look at? And it's just a qualifying question. You're in a wellness business. Like, hey, listen, I know you do sports, you work out every day, you're very health conscious. Would you be interested in a health-centric business opportunity? Those are qualifying questions. And then based on the response, we know, hey, they're not interested in a business, right? There are some people, they love their job. They make great money in their job. They get great fulfillment from their job. They have no desire to be an entrepreneur. To them, their definition of security is a paycheck from a big company. I don't agree with their definition of security, but that's what it is. So it is what it is. Don't fight gravity. They're not interested in being an entrepreneur, but they're intrigued with the business. Okay, we know. They go in the customer pathway. They come back and they're, yeah, maybe I'll take a look at it. All right, now those people we put in the builder pathway, and we're going to bring them through a series of presentations, what I call the ladder of escalation. And then there are going to be people that aren't interested in either, right? And again, they're the people that they'd love to make more money, but if that meant that they've got to walk out of the house on Tuesday night and not watch TV and video games for 6 hours, they're not going to do it, right? So find that out now, not after you invest a bunch of time getting them on your team and find out they really have no ambition, no goals, no vision, no desire for the future of their life. So let's find that out right away. So those people that don't express an interest either in the biz or the products, we put them on a follow-up list. Because again, 6 months from now, 12 months from now, it could be a totally different story. They go in for an appointment and the doctor says, yeah, if you don't make these changes, we're going to be doing this. You're going to be dropping dead. Now they start to be concerned about their health. Or they thought they had a great job, and then all of a sudden 40% of the company got laid off, and they're worried, are they next? Or they were one of the 40% who got laid off, right? So we put them on a tickler file to follow up in the future. But so that's pre-qualifying stage. So first option is the qualifying question. Second option is what we call a mass market recruiting tool. These are printed, usually booklets, and they're like an Intrigue video, but they're the print version of an Intrigue video, because sometimes you can't give people videos, right? And these are used, we call them mass market, because they're useful for getting people that you wouldn't necessarily meet any other way. I have a mass market booklet I use. Every time I'm in an Uber, I leave 2 in the seat pocket. Every time I'm in an airplane, I leave 1 in the seat pocket. When I leave a hotel, I put the tip and my booklet under the pillow for the housekeeper. When you go to the dentist or the accountant or the chiropractor and they have a waiting room with those dog-eared 15-year-old magazines that nobody wants to touch, leave 10 copies of your mass market tool. That's the way to get people you don't know. And then where they really do the best is when you can hand them personally to someone. And the example is somebody you're never going to see again. So you go to your company convention. It's in Provo, Utah. You live in New York City. There's an amazing desk clerk at your hotel. There's an amazing Uber driver, the lady at the car rental agency. You meet someone, you're probably never going to see them again. So my template or my script that I use when I meet somebody amazing that I think could be great in my business. It happened. I bought a car a couple of weeks ago. Person, when I went to pick it up, and you have to fill out the thing and transfer the tag and all that stuff. This lady was amazing. So I told her, here's my favorite one. You are too good doing what you do to be doing what you do. I think you would crush it in my business. If I give you this booklet, would you just look it over? And then if you have any interest, contact me. That's my info on the back. You know what? She never called me. Okay, didn't work. It's okay. I put it out there. Maybe it's sitting on her coffee table and she hasn't read it yet. Maybe it's sitting on her coffee table and her brother-in-law comes over 3 weeks from now and he picks it up and he calls me. Maybe nobody ever calls me. I don't care, because I have hundreds of them floating in the universe with my contact info on it. Más importante, my team has thousands of them circulating in the universe with their contact on them. So there's all these ambassadors, all these marketing tools for my business, which are out there floating around in the universe that somebody can pick up, contact someone on my team, and we can get them enrolled in the business. That's where you want to get to. You want to get to the point where you have thousands and then tens of thousands of these tools floating around in the universe. All right, and then finally, the third option is you hear it called a sizzle video or an intrigue video. The concept of this is pretty simple. We know people have the attention spans of a gnat these days. It's tough to get them to watch a 20-minute video or a 40-minute presentation, ice cold. But if they've been intrigued and like to explore more, then they're great candidates for the longer presentations. So what we do is we build out a 2, maybe 3-minute intrigue video. We don't mention the name of the company. We don't mention any of the specific products. We're just talking about the benefits of being a social entrepreneur, benefits of leverage and residual income, and the benefits of what the product or service line might be. And then it's like, if you'd like to know more, get back with the person who sent you that video. All right, so those are 3 options, and hopefully your company has all 3. If they don't, you might want to get to this recruiting lab, or you might want to start chewing on the ear of your CEO or your marketing director or your VP of sales or whoever it is at your company to get them to the recruiting lab or to take you with it. We'll put the link for the information about the lab below in the show notes. But this is a really important step. This episode would be a really good one to share with everybody in your team, kind of have a follow-up training afterward, talk about how we're doing it, what are the great qualifying questions that work good with your company, what is the sizzle or intrigue video that you have, or what is the mass market tool you have, and how you can kind of juice up the recruiting in your company, your team. Because understand, all organisms entropy at some point. Every organization is an organism, and you need fresh blood. You need fresh oxygen. People will build to a level of great success, and then they won't be active anymore. Other people will literally die. You have people in your team die. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality of the world, right? And people will drop out. People go to other companies, they have a new baby, they get transferred to a new job, life gets in the way, So you always want to have a steady stream of candidates coming through the pathway, and you always want to be enrolling fresh, new, excited people that energize the whole team. And it all begins by doing the foundational stuff right. And that is pre-qualifying. So we're not wasting time with people who are never going to do the business. And we're dedicating quality time to people who have the best chance of success in the business. All right, so work this together with your team. I'll be back next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Love you guys. Peace. Hey, do me a favor before you go. Please rate this podcast and then share it with people you know who could benefit from the business building advice here. And then if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on one of the other platforms that allow comments, please get down below, give us a shout out to the community in the comments section. Thanks.